Coming off their worst loss in the Jeff Rosen era, Maccabi Haifa tonight trying to bounce back when they take on the winless Hapoel Holon team. Good evening, everyone. Aaron Heller along with Simi Rieger welcoming you to Remember Arena, where Maccabi Haifa hopes to improve to 2-2 after a 35-point loss to Galil Gilboa, which Simi can only be described as ugly.
It was a blowout. It was a blowout right from the beginning. First quarter, nothing went right. Moshe Mizrahi got into foul trouble, who was their shooter. Then they got all over Davon Jefferson, and it was really ugly. And I'll tell you the truth, the coaches didn't change defenses. I was really surprised. It has to be a lesson to them and to everybody else, but they couldn't have a better opponent than the last place, Hapoel Holon, this evening.
Well, Simi, a year ago, Maccabi Haifa, with their dream season, based it all on defense. That was their strong suit, and this year we're not seeing that same tenacity on defense.
Well, they had Perkins outside with B.J. Mackey, who played great defense. It made it a lot easier for the other players on the team because they were stripping people, getting in passing lanes, doing all the things that great defensive players do. It's not happening this year. Dror Hajjaj is having a tough time with it, and also Benda. They're not getting it done. And the weakness off the boards. Last year they had Sales. This year they don't have a middle man.
Well, Maccabi Haifa, of course, losing the league MVP, Deron Perkins, who led the league in steals a year ago, and his replacement, Dror Hajjaj, having a little trouble adjusting so far.
Yeah, he's not producing. He sat a whole year last year at Maccabi Tel Aviv. He's not producing. He's a lot shorter than Deron was, and Deron is. And they just haven't gelled yet, and it's a problem.
Of course, we've been following all season long the saga, the drama surrounding the young phenom Jeremy Tyler. He's going to sit out the game tonight after being ejected a game ago, getting into a fight.
Oh, not a fight. He headbutted a guy in the face, and that's an automatic one-game suspension before he goes to court. It might be more, a federation court. You know, he's having a tough time. He has a tough time adjusting to the pro game, also to his friends on the team that really claim they're not really his friend. It's a problem.
So without Jeremy Tyler tonight, Ben Strong also a little gimpy. Tonight, really a huge game for them to get back on track. 1-2 early in the season, lots of pressure on the team.
Yeah, they have to get in, dig in, get the rebounds, play the defense, get out on the break, make some easy points, because if you give another team to get in their comfort zone, it could be problematic.
So we'll have that matchup coming up. 0-3 Hapoel Holon, the 1-2 Maccabi Haifa teams locking horns next. Avi, coming off the worst loss since Jeff Rosen took over this team, what do you have to do tonight to restore some kind of confidence in the team?
First, I hope that I already did, because now it's too late. What we did is to sit with the players and see the game. We saw the game together. We fixed the mistake on the floor. A lot of one-on-one conversation with the players, and I hope that to change the atmosphere, the attitude, the energy in the team, because it was a shock not only for us around, also to the players as individuals.
And tonight you got a team that hasn't won yet. Is that an advantage for you to be able to get back on track tonight?
I think they're a good team. They almost beat Jerusalem in the last game, and all of the team is the same, almost the same. We need to be ready to do our job. We need to play well, and then it will be okay.
All right, good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
And that was Avi Ashkenazi, Maccabi Haifa coach, and I'm Aaron Heller. He is Simi Rieger, and we are about to get underway here, just moments away from game number 4 of this young season, and an important game for both teams, Simi. They both need a win.
Yes, it's a very, very important game for both teams. If Haifa wins, it shows a little bit of coming off a bad loss, being able to overcome it instead of being demoralized, being able to pick their head. And it's a home game. And it's a game. It's against the game that hasn't won. A team that hasn't won.
Well, let's just take a look first before we get into that about our standings so far. You see there Galil, who defeated Haifa last week, with Tel Aviv and Netanya undefeated. Then the newcomer Afula, the opponent next week, Bnei Sharon 2-1, and Jerusalem also 2-1. And the bottom part of the table there, you see Haifa in there 1-2, and of course Holon 0-3. So early on the season, of course, but this gives you a chance to see where things stand. Let's take a look also at the other games going on that we've had this week there. Nahariya and Afula played each other. Ashkelon, Netanya, Haifa, Holon tonight. Jerusalem and Bnei HaSharon, Ramat Gan, and Maccabi Tel Aviv. And then tomorrow night, to cap this round, Rishon LeZion, Galil Gilboa. What jumps out at you, Simi, as the most interesting game this week?
You know, I'll tell you the truth. I think the Ashkelon-Netanya game is a big game. Ashkelon has to win against a decent team. They lost a big game last week by 2 points against Bnei HaSharon. Not Bnei HaSharon, against Bnei HaSharon. And they've also poured a lot of money into that team. They also brought in a new player.
Like our old friend Brooke Sales is there?
Brooke Sales is there. Sam Clancy just came in. So they got a lot of players that are really tough. No, wait a minute. Clancy went to Rishon LeZion. My mistake. They're a good team, and Netanya is undefeated, and they're on a roll.
Let's talk about the Israelis on Maccabi Haifa and see how they've done the first few games. You see early on, obviously their best performance so far is the game they won, 38 points and 11 assists.
Well, the key to in my opinion, the major key to the Maccabi Haifa team is Moshe Mizrahi. He's a kid that has what we call a big rainbow. He can get you 3 and he can get you 30. So it's a 27-point span, and he's very important to a kid like Davon Jefferson because he opens up the defenses and they can't crush down on him. And it also helps Richie because if he penetrates, he's such a great athlete. They can't come over and help so quickly because Jason will throw the pass to Mizrahi and he'll knock down the jump shots. He's the player.
And we've seen it.
And last week they blew 2 fouls in the first minute and a half against him and took him out of the game.
And like you said, he can have a big game, he can have a nothing game, and he's been a barometer for this team in many ways. When he has big games, they tend to win. When he disappears, they have a lot of trouble.
When he has a big game, they win because he's the X factor. And, he has the range. He can shoot the 3, he's big, he plays the defense, I really like the kid.
The hierarchy being established early on this season, obviously Davon Jefferson, the go-to guy, number 5, the leading scorer on the team, averaging 17 points a game. Jason Rich establishing himself as that second option, and then the X factor, like you say, Mizrahi. He should be that number 3 option on offense for them. So we are less than a minute away from the game to begin over here, and we see our starting lineups. As you see, the ones we've gotten used to so far. Hajjaj at the point guard with Rich in the backcourt with him, Jefferson and Mizrahi the forwards, and Ben Strong, the big man in the middle. The starters for Holon, Dwayne Mitchell, John Thomas, Yoni Nir, Eliyahu, and Titus Ivory. John Thomas, Simi, a guy drafted by Euronix, played for my Celtics, has an interesting NBA pedigree behind him.
Drafted by my Knicks.
Indeed.
And played for your Celtics.
You got it.
All right. I mean, Celtics lost 2 in a row. They can have a kid. But I want to tell you something. You have to remember that Ben Strong injured his ankle the other day. He's back to playing. I spoke to Dr. Besser before they get him the team doctor, and he told me the kid's ready to go. You need a defensive effort on this club. Have to hold him to 1 shot, no penetration, and defensive rebound.
Now, of course, he's going to be the starter, but of course, a lot of minutes will be going to Ido Kujikara, the captain. So we take a look at our referees, Sefi Shemesh, Yair Michaeli, Tommy Weber.
Yeah, Sefi Shemesh has the quick whistle. He has rabbit ears. He hears all the, what's being saying. He calls it technicals all the time. Just one of those.
Jeremy Tyler watching this game from the stands above us here. He is suspended because of his infamous headbutt a week ago. And so they are going to be pretty short in the middle. Ben Strong indeed is hurt and cannot play. We're going to see a lot of minutes from Ido Kujikaru, the captain of the team who comes off the bench, and really the only ray of light a week ago. 17 points, 10 rebounds for him. But he can't carry the team. He's one of those players who really is a supplementary player, a guy who gives you that effort. But they're going to need their big guns to rebound tonight for them to even their record at 2-2. Ben Strong is going to jump it with John Thomas, the veteran, number 9 for Holon. Played at the University of Minnesota, along with another guy we've seen a lot here in Israel, Ariel McDonald, played many years for Maccabi Tel Aviv. He graduated there in '97. He was the 25th pick of the 1997 draft by the New York Knicks.
That's the year they went to the Final Four, I think, if I'm not.
Indeed.
And then, of course, the big scandal afterwards.
And he played last year in Syria and in Ukraine. Talk about that transition from Syria to Israel. And that transition has worked well, and they have the ball. Ivory leading the attack for Holon.
Eliyahu, the son of a coach, the women's coach, that coaches in the top league.
And it's his first season in Israel's top division, played in the second division a year ago.
Well, Holon has a problem. There are a lot of those players, you know, are second division players. You know, I mean, they are. I mean, it's, you know, what can I tell you? It's just not good enough in the first one. Yoni Nir played last year, who played, and Lior Lifshitz. Those are the only two. Lior isn't starting for some reason. I don't know why, but I mean, that's the story. It's just lack of money. I was speaking to the general manager before the game. They just don't have any money. So I said they shouldn't run a club now. You know?
Yoni Nir, a talented young forward. He's got a tough job early on guarding Davon Jefferson.
And here it
Davon goes to work with the dunk.
And Dror Hajjaj, who's a very good defender on the ball, probably the best in Israel.
Yoni Nir with a look down low, bounces off at John Thomas, and it will be Haifa ball.
And there was a switch on the defensive end, and Davon took the guard, and the ball popped off the kid.
Keep your eye on number 9, John Thomas, the league's leading rebounder so far at 11.3 rebounds a game. Jason Rich working on Dwayne Mitchell. And miscommunication there between Davon and Moshe Mizrahi, and that is the first turnover for Haifa. They're going to call the foul on Davon Jefferson down low, and he doesn't know.
It's a horrible call by Sefer Shemesh. Davon just stood there and took the lane away from the kid, and they call a nothing foul. Here, you see him?
And they just a little bit of bumping there between him and Thomas, and that's what they called. Titus Ivory. There is Mir working down low. Tough shot in and out. Gets his own rebound, though, fighting hard. And they're going to call a foul, and is it going to be number 2 on Davon?
That's the one that hasn't done a thing.
And that is going to be demoralizing for Haifa. You see Avi Ashkenazi right in front of us here, cannot believe it. And Ido going to come in now very quickly. And Davon Jefferson with 2 very quick fouls, and Avi Ashkenazi slamming his hand here against the table here. He knows that is crucial for his team. A judge to Jefferson, throws it down with authority. And that's his message over there. So 4 points for Davon Jefferson, but almost as importantly, 2 fouls. A judge with the alley, Jefferson with the oop. Thomas with a nice look down low, Yoni Nir puts it in. Avi Ashkenazi going ballistic over here.
You're getting calls that aren't part of basketball. You know, there are ways of ending games without really doing anything. Last week it was 2 quick fouls against Moshe Mizrahi that took them out of the game. Phantom calls, and here we got 2 more phantom calls.
So Davon starting off 2 for 2, but now he has to take a quick seat in Ito Kushikaro, making an early appearance in this game. Jason Rich, they're going to call the foul, the hand check on Dwayne Mitchell. Dwayne Mitchell graduated from Louisiana Lafayette in 2006.
He was originally went to Auburn, didn't work out there. It was a big SEC school. He went to a small school and played.
And he played last year in the D-League. He's originally from New Orleans. Jason Rich recovers it, flips it in there, and he gets the bucket. 6-2 for Haifa early on. Mitchell at the top of the key. There is John Thomas, the veteran, working down low, takes the shot, and it bounces in and out. Tough rims early on tonight. John Thomas averaging 13.3 a game and 11.3 rebounds, 61% from the floor. Good addition so far. And the hustle there for Titus Ivory.
Yeah, he plays hard, the kid, you know. He's playing against Jason Rich. And Jason's a tough kid, so, you know, you have a matchup that you want to play hard with.
Titus Ivory graduated from Penn State University in 2001. He won the German championship with Cologne in 2005-2006. And a putback there by Ben Strong, banging against the rim, and of course not a lot of bright spots last week, we said, but having his career high, he got 7 points a week ago. Ben Strong.
Yep.
Out of Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Didn't go to school there though.
He might have gone to visit.
And the offensive foul on John Thomas. Ben Strong actually graduated from Guilford College in 2008. He was the Division III Player of the Year. Eight to 2. They go up high to Rich. He gets it, but rejected there by John Thomas. Looking high, Mizrahi, and Rich almost makes an acrobatic play. Titus Ivory rims it out. Yoni Neer looking impressive early on the offensive board.
Yoni's a tough kid. Played in the Maccabi Tel Aviv system in the youth program.
And a nice move there, but the shot gets deflected by Ben Strong, who does a nice job on defense there. Jason Rich, one-on-one, straight into the body, and the foul called on Ivory.
Leon Lifshitz is coming in, and Wallace is coming in.
So they're doing a double substitution here. Ivory is going to take a seat. And in comes Wallace. Hometown Jackson, South Carolina, played in Turkey and Poland a year ago after graduating from South Carolina University. Hajjaj cannot get the roll. Strong keeps the fight up. And the ball goes out of bounds.
And Amir Uzi, the coach of Hulon, is playing with two short point guards, Leo Lifshitz and Eliyahu.
Flips it out to Eliyahu, who's been quiet so far. Pulls up for a clutch, double clutch three, and that is an air ball. Good defense by Dror Hajjaj. Number 13, Brandon Wallace. Won the NIT a couple years in a row with South Carolina. There's Mizrahi, and there's Money.
Yeah, and that's a big, big shot. The confidence builder for him, and it puts him in a 9-point advantage. Haifa's given up 2 points in 5.5 minutes.
And we talked about the need for them to get back to that defense circa 2008-2009, and they've done it so far. Yariv Yatzkan, the veteran, coming in for Eliyahu. He was a new signee, played a year ago for Ashkelon.
Yeah, and 17 years ago I coached him.
You've been around for a long time, huh,
His first
Sammy?
year in the men's group. He was a youth player in Jerusalem. Well, he can shoot it.
So can Dwayne Mitchell. Drills a 3 for them. 11-5 for Haifa. Kuji looking low for Strong. Manages to get it. Keeps with it. Good fight by Ben Strong. It's a new mentality we've seen out of him, Sammy. The guy used to be soft last year, and this year takes a hit and keeps on coming.
He knows he has a chance to play this year, and if he's soft, he's going to sit.
Thomas. Yatskan. Thomas. Nice little jump hook. Can't get it. A long crash into boards, but Ido Kujikaro ends up with it. A judge streaming. Nice look out to Rich in the corner.
Nope.
And he hits the rim. And Ben Strong gets the foul. Push off against Brenton Wallace. So a very active Ben Strong tonight.
Yeah, what Ben did on down the other end, he jumped to block the shot. Not really trying to block it, but just changing the kid's shot at, and here we got a timeout.
And we're going to see if we can listen in on the timeout. It's a feature we haven't had for you most of this season, but hopefully we can. In the meantime, until we figure that out, maybe we can figure out it's time to go get some merchandise.
I brought mine before the game.
Well, we know that you are the biggest fan of the merchandise. But for those of you out there,
I bought for my girlfriend.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in getting a nice gift for your loved ones, triangleinternet.tv. Look at that link over there for the Haifa merchandise. Can be yours. And we take a look now at the points for Holon. They've only got 5 so far, and not a lot. All belong to their starters, as we see John Thomas in your screen. And this is a chance to remind you all that besides watching us here on the internet on triangleinternet.tv, we are also being broadcast this year on Jewish Life Television, JLTV, seen in all 50 states in America on DirecTV, as well on Comcast and Time Warner Cable. Tonight as well, a feature on ESPN, Outside the Lines, focusing on phenom Jeremy Tyler. And stay tuned, November 12th, beginning the new show, new Inside Israeli Basketball, showing you behind-the-scenes footage of what life is really like for American players in Israel, featuring your very own Maccabi Haifa team. Amir Uzi in your screen, watching Ben Strong at the line, who has 5 points already. And he stays on 5 with 2 offensive boards to his name. 14-5 with 3:15 to go in the first, a bigger lead for Haifa. Mitchell nowhere to go, and Haifa gets the ball. So the smothering defense we got used to a year ago, we are seeing it early on, just 2 field goals so far. Kushikara working hard underneath, does not get the bounce. The rebound, John Thomas, league leader in that department.
Hulon really, except for Yatskan, who we're seeing in the picture now.
And scoring.
And scoring. They really don't have an outside threat, you know, what we call a real pure shooter. Nice look.
And they're not getting back on defense, and Mizrahi makes them pay. Lifshitz with the ball. Working on Hajjaj, who will vacate his spot soon enough for Amit Ben-David, his capable backup. John Thomas with a little jump hook.
Nice touch. But if you put the ball on the floor 3 times inside, somebody should have been there to help.
Hajjaj finds Mizrahi. Ben Strong, top of the key, takes a jumper and cannot get the roll. Yatskan trying to get open. Nice look down low. The ball will remain Haifa's. We have a double substitution for Haifa. Ben David in for Hadjaj, and Richard Roby made his debut a week ago against Galil Gilboa, did not score a single point. He's in for Jason Rich. Yoni Neer back in for Holon, had some good minutes early on. We've got 1:50 to go, and it is a 7-point lead for Haifa. Lifshitz pulls up, and he drills it.
Well, that's your wake-up call for Benda. He just steps in again, gets a three drilled in his face.
And the lead shrivels to 4. Fujikawa nowhere to go. Gonna try and make something of himself. And he gets bailed out.
Yeah, that's like the Temptations. Nowhere to go, baby.
Nowhere to run,
nowhere to
hide.
Nowhere to hide. Plenty of places to hide.
Ain't no mountain high enough. So Fujikawa there gets called for the turnover. $1.25 to go.
You know, these kids got to remember, Fujikawa has to remember, you know, do what you can do. Don't try to do things you can't do. And Fujikawa was trying to turn into a playmaker.
And Ben David showing that he can block it. Out to Roby. Goes to the hoop. He gets fouled by Dwayne Mitchell.
And that's a smart play. Ben David threw it to Roby immediately. Roby attacked his defensive player before he could set up. Here we see the block by Strong and
another block coming up by Benda. Nice job for a little guy, and he leads the break and finds the finisher, Richard Roby, who still can't get his first point. And he still can't get it.
I think last week he missed 2 also, if I remember correctly. Although I definitely usually don't.
It's hard, you know?
And he's a good foul shooter.
Indeed, he had a great foul shooting job a year ago, but you see Haifa struggling early on, 1 for 4. The foul called a reach-in on Ben David.
And that's the 4th team foul. So that's not that bad of a foul because it's the ball on the side.
Only 4 fouls for Haifa, but 2 of those to a certain guy named Davon Jefferson, and that's been the story so far. He got taken out of the game right from the get-go after 2 spectacular plays. Stuck on 4 points for Davon. The effort by Fujikawa there, who strips the ball but steps out of bounds. Ivory working on Richard Roby. Lifshitz trying to get open. Not a lot of movement in the purple attack. And he makes a nice move over there, but got nowhere to go. Recovers the ball. And eventually gets through to Yoni Neer. Double clutch. Foul. The foul on Ben Strong.
You know, it's not just good hustle. You have to finish the play also. Haifa played great defense. They got a block. They got a missed pass. They have to pick up the ball and go down the other end. And here are the Holon Royals.
So Jason Rich coming in instead of Ben Sprong.
Last 13 seconds, so they get another shooter.
Yoni Neer at the line, a 60% free throw shooter, averaging 7 points a game this season. And that one goes out. And Holon manages to scrape it up. That's Titus Ivory.
Unbelievable.
Nobody goes for the loose ball, and Ivory holds on and running out of time. Heaves it up at the buzzer. And it almost goes. So that would have tied it up. And after all of that, after all the action and the big Haifa lead, they only have a 3-point lead, 16-13.
Yeah, it's kind of disappointing, you know. It should be a 10, 12-point game. Just the little things that they're not doing haven't made it that way, made it a 3. And if you let people stay around, they can always do some damage.
And we're going to take a quick break and be right back. So the first period is in the can, and we're going to try to bring you up to date a little bit on what is happening in basketball this week. Of course, the past week we had Maccabi Tel Aviv playing in the European League against Roma, and a very exciting game there. Went into overtime, a dramatic three-pointer by Andrew Wisniewski, and eventually our old faithful Deron Perkins here making the difference in overtime, Simi.
Yeah, you know, the Gentili, the coach of the team from Rome, went to sleep the last 6 seconds of the game because he was up by 3, and instead of having his player make a foul for a 2-shot foul, they didn't do it, and then the jump shot tied it up, and they lose in overtime.
So Tel Aviv handing Rome their first loss at home, and really you see Maccabi sort of coming into their own a little bit. Got a little slow start early on in the season. Perkins coming off the bench, and they've got, of course, Alan Anderson, who's emerging as a stud on that team.
Well, you know, he's up and down. He's not really killing people yet. What he should be doing. He's very up and down, and that's the problem. You want to have consistency from your players. The best player on Maccabi Tel Aviv performing is Perkins by far. He got an offensive rebound and jammed it down. People died, and plus he plays that great defense.
We saw Deron Perkins in the first game this season when Haifa hosted Tel Aviv, and we're going to be seeing some other familiar faces later on in this season. B.J. Mackey playing for Afula, Brooks Sales playing for Ashkelon, and we take a look now at Ben Strong, who last year barely off the bench, but this year you see his numbers picking up, 4.7 a game. Tonight he's already has 5.
Yep.
Getting more minutes when they did not re-sign Brooks Sales and with the trouble surrounding Jeremy Tyler.
Now we see Hulon going into a zone. Looks like a matchup 3-2 zone.
Yoni Neer gets Rich airborne and throws up a brick.
What a brick. Reminded me of one of my shots.
Yatskan with the 3. And that one misfires as well. So Haifa, for the first time this year, keeps their opponents down in the first, only giving up 13. But the flip side of that is not a lot of offense either. 16-13 in the first period. Richard Roby with the drive. Nice look at Kujikaro.
Beautiful pass. Nice beautiful pass by Richard Roby. It was a nice offensive play by the Haifa team, reversing the ball from side to side.
And they're looking out there to Yoni Neer. Mitchell with the fadeaway, and he gets it. Nice shot, fadeaway by Dwayne Mitchell. Ido Kujikaro averaging 11.3 points a game, number 4 among Israelis in the league. Dwayne Mitchell of Holon averaging 22. He is number 3 in the top scorers department in the league overall. Kujikaro, nice flip underneath with his left hand. And he's starting to get going, continuing his hot start to this season. Mitchell, Yatskan. Nice little move, cannot finish it. Hustles for the rebound, but here comes Roby, and here comes Rich. And he finishes it strong.
Oh, yes.
And an emphatic first 2 points for Richard Roby as Haifa player.
Woo! In your face.
(22-15), Haifa up by 7. And Amir Uzi's seen enough, brings back his top dog, John Thomas. he should have quite a war down there with Kujikaro. Two workhorses underneath the hoop. Mitchell goes up. Yoni near. It's side the rim and Haifa ball. Rich working on near. Out back to Kujikaro. He takes some route to the hoop and cannot finish.
Missed his 1-incher.
And so did Jefferson.
Missed the 1-incher. What is going on with the 1-inchers?
Crashing the boards. Nice look by Mitchell.
And then you get blown away on the other end. So instead of being a 9-point game, it's a 5-point game.
Those are big swings. 7 to go in the half. We have yet to see Jesse Palo-Rosa. It looks like Richard Roby taking his minutes so far. Both of those guys swingmen, that 2-3 slot, and something's got to give, and it looks like Jesse Palo-Rosa is paying the price. As we take a look at that look from Mitchell to near, that's our cue to take a quick break. And that is a new routine from your Maccabi Haifa dancers. I know you're a close observer of their work. Center.
Well, they used to call me Twinkle Toes when I was a kid.
That was a long time ago.
That was a long, long time ago.
In a galaxy far, far away.
And I see Davon's mother, Sophia, still here, watching her son.
And his girlfriend visiting
and his
as well.
girlfriend visiting. And, you know, they're giving him support, even though the refs are killing him.
And they're sitting up in the stands with Jeremy Tyler, who's in street clothes tonight, having to sit out this game. Jeremy Tyler, we spoke about him in the pregame show, having a very rough initiation into the Israeli League as a professional. Only 2 points in 3 games, and spoke to him before the game. He's going to sit out this one and hopefully come back next week and finally show some of that promise that everybody here is waiting so anxiously to see. So Roby out there with Rich and Jefferson, Kujikaro, and Ben David, the Israelis.
They're having at 9 o'clock. They're having on the 60. It's not 60
well,
minutes.
It's no, outside the lines on ESPN.
Yeah, on ESPN tonight at 9 o'clock. Here our time, which would be Eastern time, 2 p.m. in the afternoon. If you want to watch that.
A feature on Jeremy Tyler and his adjustment to life in Israel.
Or his inadjustment.
Yep. Mitchell, Ivory, Thomas, the foreigners out there. Yatskan. And Yoni near. So Moshe Mizrahi coming in instead of Jason Rich.
No, he broke the ice, also made a foul shot. A lot of talent paid for Coach Bezletic in University of Colorado.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah. It's more than a mouthful.
Titus Ivory, Dwayne Mitchell, 22 points a clip. And
What
that
is
one was
that?
ugly.
That was ugly.
Banda. Roby with a nice move. Loses his player, but throws it away through the hands of Kujikaro.
He'll learn the players. Some players just don't have the hands to catch passes like that.
That was a smooth little move he had over
Yeah,
there.
he had a little dump off move. You go Kujikaro, and here comes Dror Hajjaj in for Ben David.
Those guys rotate throughout the game, point guards. Usually Hajjaj gets most of the minutes, a little bit more than half, but Benda gets his chances as well. John Thomas. Titus Ivory pulls up with a man in his face and hits the front rim. Jefferson with the rebound.
Davon, because of those 2 fouls, has become less aggressive.
And he throws up an ugly
What
brick.
a brick.
But he comes back and adjusts and recovers, so.
That reminded me of
Building your first home. So we've seen a lot of some god-awful shots so far tonight.
Yes, we have.
On both sides. But a nice move here by Yoni Nier.
That's his third.
And a strong move to the hoop by Yoni Nier, who moves to his left hand, and foul number 3 on Jefferson. And none of those very strong fouls, but they're fouls nonetheless, and he's going to take a seat as Ben Strong comes back in. And Davon with a couple of choice words for the Zebras. Kind of words that we can't repeat on the air, Simi.
We can, but we'll be taken off.
Of the 4-letter variety. Hajjaj now with a 4-point lead, looking for Moshe Mizrahi, and they're going to need to get some offense somewhere else.
Yeah, they got that matchup zone again.
Mizrahi from the corner, cannot get it.
Oh
and
my God!
Finish.
They left him alone.
By Dwayne Mitchell.
And a timeout immediately called by Avi Ashkenazi.
And a 2-point game, so Haifa's got their hands full. It's not going to be easy. A team that hasn't won yet, but Holon giving them all they can as we take a quick break. We'll be right back. So Dwayne Mitchell, coast to coast with the dunk, gives him game-high 7 points. And his team within 2, Simi.
Yep.
23-21 Haifa. Strong and Mizrahi leading the way with 5 apiece. Kujikaro and Jefferson with 4 apiece. Not a lot of offense early on in this one.
Yeah, and you know, like I said before, if you leave a team around, they can come out and, you know, and snake bite you. You know, you don't want to do that. That's why it's a shame that at the end of the first quarter it wasn't a 10, 12-point lead instead of, what was it, 3, 4-point lead.
3-point lead.
You know, so that's a problem. And all of a sudden they get their confidence. Davon gets into foul trouble, and then everybody's looking hunky-dory.
Well, listen, Haifa's a team that does a lot of things well, but over the 2 years we've been calling them, 2 things that we know they have a weakness in are their tendency to have turnovers, and the other one is not being able to put away a team. When they have a chance to put them away, they leave them hanging around and end up losing. You see here there are featured matchups tonight so far, Kujikaro and Yoni Nier, the Israelis. So far, Yoni Nier getting the best of that matchup. But the night is young, as they say. Jason Rich, a slow start for him. And there is Ben Strong. A little move underneath. Nice move, but misses the 1-incher.
Unbelievable. That's like the 5th or 6th one missed this evening. And that's the difference between a 10, 12-point lead.
Yatskan pulls up in Mizrahi's face.
You have to remember, Yatskan never saw a shot that he didn't like.
And he sure liked that one as he gets his team for the first time tonight deadlocked with Haifa. 23 apiece. Jesse Palot Rosa about to make his first appearance of the game. Ben Strong all the way, nice finish.
Nice play by Dror Hajjaj. Got the man cutting.
And no defense there as Yoni Nier goes strong to the hole. He's got 9 to lead all scores. Hajjaj finds Rich in the corner, wide open. Cannot get it. He was too open.
Ball won't go in for him.
Mitchell recovers. Looking down low to Thomas with a nice sweeping move underneath. And just like that, Holon's in the lead.
You don't have Davon on the court. You need Jason Rich and Roby on the same time.
Malon's got numbers. Up high to Mitchell, throws it down hard.
And there's a timeout call by Maccabi Haifa.
29-25 as Holon has put on the gas here, and leading the charge is Dwayne Mitchell as we see the replay. Ivory with the alley, Mitchell with the youth, and we'll be right back.
When you get the ball in the low post, go strong to the lane. They're not going to follow you. Cannot stop you. Cannot play like a system there. So you make the best to close. Jump and dunk it. Come on. And guys, use the fouls and back at the fast. And I don't want to see offense without energy. So guys, come on.
You heard Avi Ashkenazi there in the timeout. We finally get to hear what they're saying in there, and it seems like he's asking for a little bit more aggressiveness.
Yeah, he says stop playing like a bunch of sissies. Go hard, get fouled. What's the big deal? They can't stop. They're not as tall as Ben Strong or I don't know, Ben Strong.
Ben Strong, yeah. They're not as tall as Ben Strong. Well put. But so far, despite their lack of height, coming through, and it's been Israeli Yoni Nir leading the attack along with Dwayne Mitchell. Dror Hajjaj, 3:20 to go, Haifa down by 4. The crowd chanting war. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. No, I just added that part, Sammy.
Oh.
But Jason Rich can't buy a bucket. And
Amazing.
Ivory trying to cross half court, and he just does it in time. Jason Rich fighting hard. Ivory out to Yoni Nir, feeling hot, misses that one. Ben Strong with the rebound. Looks down low to Kujikaro, and Hajjaj sure knows how to thread the needle.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, Maccabi Haifa's transition offensive game is horrible. They have to run hard to get up the court, and then they'll beat the defense back. Come on, you're on offense, get up there, you know, run hard.
And again, now hustled by Holon as we saw before that last timeout. Dwayne Mitchell coast to coast for the jam. Jesse Pello Rosa.
And they're back in their zone, their 2-3 matchup zone.
Down to Kujikaro. The look by Hajjaj, nowhere to go, but he manages to spin off the double team and put it in.
They're not a shot blocking team, Holon. So once you get the ball inside, then go hard.
Mitchell with the nice move.
Really nice move.
He is a player, this guy. Yep. Going to his left side, double clutch, draws the foul and the bucket.
Yeah, the kid's a player, you know.
In double figures already is Dwayne Mitchell. He played in the D-League a year ago. He's halfway to his season average of 22 points a game, and he's an excellent free throw shooter, 90%. And shows you it right there as Holon with their biggest lead of the game.
5-point lead. They're still in that zone.
2 minutes to go in the half. 2-minute warning time here. And Haifa needs that warning.
Nice play by, he didn't make it, but a nice play by Dror Hajjaj. He split the guards and shot an 8-foot shot. It just didn't go in. But that's good. That's what you need.
There's Mitchell and the steal by
Dror
Hajjaj.
Hajjaj, yes.
And he goes all the way and he gets fouled by Yatzka.
That's what you need. Gave him a little bit of confidence. Dror Hajjaj can make a difference on this team if he shows his leadership, a little scoring. You know, it comes from your defense and makes good play. Eliel's back in the game and Mitchell's getting a rest.
A well-deserved rest for him. 11 points for Mitchell tonight, leading his team. Or Hajjaj is 75% free throw shooter. Makes them both. Lead is down to 3. Yatskan pulls up, gets hit, cannot connect. There is Hajjaj. Pelo Rosa takes off.
Oh!
And they're going to call
walk.
travel. I don't know about that.
And, you know,
Might have shuffled his feet, but we'll maybe see the replay
Draw
there.
should have given it to him beforehand, let the kid acclimate himself. There he goes on the break. 1, 2, 3, 4. Half court.
Yoni Neer working on Strong, and he cannot finish it. Strong with a good D there. Fujikawa nowhere to go and gives it right back. He got airborne and he was stuck.
Yeah, right. He has a real hang. He has a lot of hang time.
Well, that's why he had nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Yoni Neer sees the lane, passes it inside. John Thomas gets fouled by Strong. But at least he got fouled Strong, no pun intended.
Yeah, but the penetration inside is too easy. You have to keep the players to his side. Very, very frustrating.
So a low-scoring affair here in the first. 32-29. John Thomas rattles it out and in. And as you see, Davon Jefferson doing a lot of that this first half. A lot of bench time for him with those 3 early fouls. Hajjaj weaving.
8 seconds is the call, and it's a good call. It was an 8-second call. You have to do it within 16 seconds, and they didn't.
And we have ourselves a timeout for Holon, and we're going to take our last break of this half. We'll be right back.
And that's the story here. You know, it was 16-13 at the end of the quarter, if I'm correct. In other words, a 13-point second quarter for Haifa.
Snavi Ashkenazi.
And giving up 20 points.
But if somebody drives there, make a foul that it will decide ball earlier. Where are you, Jesse? You hear me? Use the foul earlier that it will decide ball, okay? אחר כך יהיה לנו התקפה אחת. I pick and roll. Okay?
That was Avi Ashkenazi, and you see the breakdown there between the starters and the bench. Not much from either. 20 points from the starters, but keep that in mind that is with a very limited Davon Jefferson, who has 4 points tonight.
And maybe 6-minute playing time.
Seven minutes playing time, Simi. Very close.
Sorry.
Good job.
Not bad.
Ben Strong getting a lot of credit tonight. 15 minutes. I remember him playing 15 minutes all last season.
That's right. And he's playing on a bad ankle. I'm telling you, Yatskan's going to shoot it.
Ivory. Nice wraparound pass to John Thomas, but they called a foul before on Richard Roby. They had one to give, so it wasn't a bad foul.
Yep, no, well, that's what Avi Ashkenazi was talking about in the timeout. But now they have to play the tough defense.
Ivory takes his slow, meandering steps in there, but it works, and they're going to call the foul. He's going to go to the line.
Jason Rich made the foul. Speaking this week with Jason Rich's coach, Leonard Hamilton from Florida State. You know, Isaiah Swan's coach from Khalil Gilboa. He worries about his kids, I'm telling you. Leonard is something special.
Ivory still without any points tonight. And there is his first point.
Now the press all court.
And again, they got to worry about the 8 seconds. They make it this time. The foul is called.
And they had a foul
on Brendan Wallace. Yeah. And they use it wisely.
Waiting for the last shot. There's 10 seconds on the clock. 8.
Hajjaj out in the corner to Richard Roby. Rejected those long arms by Wallace. And the last touch, they're calling it on Roby. So Brandon Wallace coming out of nowhere to swat that thing away.
2.1 seconds left to the half.
And they toss it up. Kushikar whips it. Hajjaj flips it. Hits the front rim, no good. So that's your half. 34-29 for Holon. And yet again, Simi, we see ourselves the offensive troubles for Haifa, only scoring 13 that quarter.
Yeah, but you know, you have to understand they're not used to playing without Davon for a lot of minutes. It's a new team. They had good opportunities. They just didn't run the offense as well. They're having a problem with the matchup zone that Holon is playing, and defensively, so it was like a 21-point second quarter, so you know that's not good.
And we see our top scorers there. Dwayne Mitchell with 12, Yoni Neer very strong. He's got 9. John Thomas with 5, and on Haifa, Ben Strong's your leading scorer. You don't hear that very often. 7 points for him. Kujikaro with 6. And that should do it for us now. We'll be right back with your stats and with the second half. In the meantime, let's send you to our halftime presentation, your week in review in basketball and in soccer. We'll be right back.
Shalom and welcome to season 2009-2010 of the Israeli Premiership Basketball League. These are the highlights of the third round. I'm Gil Barak. Here we go. Gilboa Galil hosted Maccabi Haifa in green. Jeremy Pargo and Brian Randall cooperated well at the offensive end, and the hosts were up by 14 points at the break. Pargo kept on showing an amazing ability, penetrating to the basket. The great guard had 25 points for the night, and the game was practically over after 3 quarters. Jeremy Tyler, Haifa's young foreign player, still can't find his place in the team. It began with his fight with Ronnie Stark, and in the next offensive play, he was frustrated by Moti Moskowitz, who stood in his way. And that was the result of it. I'm through dealing with Tyler. He doesn't react the way he should. That's what his coach Avi Ashkenazi told us. At the end, Gilboa Galil cruised to an easy victory, 101-66. Effie Birenboim and Maccabi Rishon LeZion hosted his ex-team, Maccabi Tel Aviv. Maccabi started with Limonad, Wisniewski, Anderson, Green, and Lazme, and had a great first few minutes. Rishon looked terrible. Maccabi made an 11-0 run, and after 5 minutes came Rishon's first points of the night. Until the end of the quarter, Rishon began to score from the outside. Larry O'Bannon scored twice from beyond the arc, and after 10 minutes it was only 8 in favor of the visitors. The score at the break was 44-39 Maccabi. Allen Anderson had another weak game with 8 points and 2 out of 12 from the field. Fortunately for him, his friend Andrew Wisniewski had a fine evening with 19 points. Maccabi won the third quarter 24-10, and the gap was 23 by the end of the quarter. 9 minutes to the end, Effie Birenboim was ejected out of the game by the referee Sefi Shemesh. The game ended up with Maccabi on top, 89-62. A low-scored game took place in Herzliya, the home of Bnei Sharon, as the team hosted Ironi Ashkelon. Sean James gave his team a comfortable advantage with easy points under the basket. This three-pointer by Ashkelon's Brian Tolbert at the buzzer, which ended the first half, cut down the gap to only 10 in favor of the hosts. Tolbert continued to score well in the beginning of the third quarter, but it wasn't enough. Bnei Sharon kept its focus in the last 5 minutes of the game and managed to get its first victory of the season 65-63. Ashkelon lost its second game away from home. Two teams who won their two opening games and were rivalries last season in the second division met in Netanya as the local team hosted Hapoel Afula. After a tight first quarter, the visitors in red had only 1 out of 11 from the three-point territory, a fact which allowed Netanya to run to the basket time and time again and to have an 8-point advantage after 20 minutes. In the third quarter, it was Netanya's turn to lose its head and the advantage. Justin Dentmon showed his jumping skills. Watch this amazing dunk. Afula made a great comeback and ended up on top 60-58 at the end of the third quarter. In the last 10 minutes, Netanya's foreign players took over. Killingworth with 20 points and Pinok with 21 made some easy baskets and fixed Netanya with its third consecutive win from the beginning of the season, 84-79. Hapoel Holon looked for its first victory of the season as it hosted Hapoel Jerusalem. The first half was simply bad defense by the visitors. Jerusalem is being scored 88 points a game, the highest in the league. Holon scored easy 43 points in the first half. Luckily for Jerusalem, its offense usually compensates for its poor performance on the defensive end. Simmons, Holon's ex, led the way with 10 points and kept Jerusalem in the game. The second half began with great effort by Dwayne Mitchell. It began with this amazing alley-oop. Later, Mitchell got an offensive foul from the referee. Then this drive came along. Holon fans were amazed and its team held a 7-point lead after 3 quarters. Jerusalem slowly got back to business. Thompson scored from beyond the arc, and 3 minutes to the end, Jerusalem was up by 1. And then, in the money time, Yuval Naimi took charge and with a huge 3-pointer, 30 seconds to the end, put Gudes's team up by 4. That was too much for Holon, which has now 3 consecutive losses. That was the weekend review of the third round of the Israeli Premiership Basketball League. Thanks to Liat Michaelov, the video editor. Thank you for watching. I'm Gil Barak. Check us out next week. Shalom and welcome to season 2009-2010 of the Israeli Premiership Soccer League. These are the highlights of the 9th round. I'm Gil Barak. Here we go. Maccabi Haifa's coach Elisha Levy made some changes in the rosters, and the players with the green jerseys paid a visit to Ashdod to play against the local team. In the 7th minute, Rafaelov found Arbitman, but Stojkic was in the right place. Ashdod woke up only minutes before halftime as Shai Revivo great strike almost surprised Nir Davidovich. 0-0 after 45 minutes. Six minutes into the second half, Ashdod lost the ball and Katan aimed to the frame. Arbitman was the first one to the rebound. 1-0 Haifa. The striker scored his 9th goal of the season. In the 68th minute, Shai Revivo had this nice strike, which was only few inches away from the goal. 1 minute to the end, Dvalashvili almost scored the second for Haifa. At the end, though wasn't at its best, Maccabi Haifa get the W, which leaves the team still unbeatable. In the meeting between Beitar Jerusalem's coach and the team's ex-coach Reuven Attar, who's now coaching Maccabi Netanya, the ex won in a big way. Beitar had the first chance to score, but Tammuz missed the frame. Netanya was the first to score. The young talent Chen Ezra found Shalev Menashe, and the hosts were up 1-0 after 32 minutes. 10 minutes later, it was Ezra again. This time he found Snir Guetta. The score was doubled, 2-0 Netanya at the break. Ezra kept on being the #1 player on the field as he dished another great pass to Ravid Gazal, who sealed the deal 3-0 in favor of Netanya. Hapoel Tel Aviv paid a visit to Sakhnin. After 3 minutes from the beginning, Badir made a bad pass to Douglas De Silva.
הפועל תל אביב יכולה לשלם בשער על הטעות הזאת, ואכן סכנין עולה משער של חאלד חלילה.
Khaled Khalaila pressured the Brazilian, grabbed the ball and scored 1-0 Sakhnin. Khalaila with his first goal of the season. 8 minutes later, Natcho found De Silva, who equalized and compensated his team.
והנה, אמרנו דה סילבה, אמרנו גול.
In the 70th minute, Gutman put Zandberg on the field. 3 minutes later, he kicked the ball to the upper pole. At the 90th minute, Vermut sent the ball to Meri, who passed to Schechter. Now look at this turn by the striker, who gives his team a great road victory with his 6th goal of the season.
שכטר, וכובש! בדקה ה-90! שכטר, שכטר, שכטר! הפועל תל אביב לוקחת את המשחק הזה בכל זאת.
7,000 fans watched Maccabi Tel Aviv hosting Maccabi from Petach Tikva in Ramat Gan Stadium. The yellow jerseys were in control in the beginning of the game. In the 33rd minute, Ileyev passed the ball to Tamir Kahlon, who put it in the net. 1-0 Maccabi.
ועכשיו כחלון בועט פנימה! 1-0 למכבי תל אביב, תמיר כחלון בשער ראשון שלו במכבי תל אביב.
2 minutes before the halftime whistle, a fast break by Petach Tikva caught Maccabi off guard. Sarsour passed to Buxenboim.
וגם בוקסנבאום שבועט וסוחט הצלה פעם אחת, אבל בפעם השנייה בא השוויון.
Strauber only managed to hold off the ball, and Omer Damari stated 1-1, which was also the final score. Due to constructions in Bloomfield Stadium, Bnei Yehuda had to play in its old stadium against Hapoel Ra'anana. Towards the end of the first half, Afek passed to Pedro Galvan. Galvan had no problems to fix his team a 1-0 lead in halftime. In the 60th minute, a great heel kick from Attar found Edri, who passed to Galvan. The Argentinian scored his second. 15 minutes later, Aviv Sofer managed to score Ra'anana's only goal. At the end, Bnei Yehuda 2, Ra'anana 1. These were the highlights of the 9th round of the Israeli Premiership Soccer League. Thanks for watching. I'm Gil Barak. Check us out next week.
And we're back, ready for the second half, and give us a chance to talk about a few things that are happening in the basketball world, Simi. And of course, first among them for Israel is following the first Israeli player in the NBA, Omri Caspi, having a very impressive debut so far, averaging almost 10 points a game for Sacramento.
Yeah, you know, it's a matter of, a lot of it is a matter of luck, and I'm not saying he was lucky, but I'm just saying getting drafted by the correct team. He got drafted number 23, he got drafted by Sacramento, who took number 4. They took Tyreek Evans from Memphis. Then as the season preseason, they were Thomas got hurt, Gomez got hurt, the guy that was in front of him. Then he got his chance. Westphal gave him a chance. He played great in the first game, getting 15. Even though it was a loss, he's played really well. I mean, you have to understand, you get a certain amount of chances in the NBA. If you don't pick up the glove or you don't pick it up and do your job, what's the name? You lose your
and
chance.
so far he's seizing the moment. He had a big game against the Warriors, 36 minutes, getting a lot of credit from his coach, hitting 4 3-pointers, in which he's doing great, and really playing down the stretch, too.
It's not just that. He plays tough defense. He puts his nose into the basket. He gets rebounds. One of the big plays that they won at a certain game, I forget exactly which one it was. There were two guys around them, and he grabbed the offensive rebound, or defensive rebound, and went out on a break. These are the things that Paul Westphal loves about him, and you know, I mean, you have to love the kid.
And
The kid works hard.
What's great is that all these years we've been waiting for an Israeli to get to the NBA. You know, there was all those times where Doron Sheffer almost made it, where Katash almost made it, where Lior Eliyahu, Yotam Halperin. Finally, somebody makes it, which in and of itself is an achievement. But he's playing and he's doing well, and that's really got to be inspiring for a lot of the young players here.
You have to understand, he's the first Israeli player that got drafted in the first round, which is an automatic contract. 11 points.
You see those for playing 11 minutes against the Rockets, only scored 2 points, but you see the other impressive games there against Oklahoma City and the Warriors.
He got hurt. You know, they pulled him out. You know, he played 24 minutes. He's shooting a good percentage. He transition defense. He's not afraid. They usually give him the hard player to play, either the second guard or the small forward or the tough kid. I mean, he's really playing hard. They're giving him tough assignments because he is a tough kid, and they really love him for that reason.
And the one thing he hasn't been able to do is figure out how to shoot free throws in the NBA, which is surprising. It's the same free throw line. What's going on there?
I don't know. You know,
just nerves.
Yeah, you know, I mean, you see Roby here, Roby here, shooting foul shots. He's an 80% shooter. He's going 1 for 6.
So speaking of stats, let's take a look at the first. Not a lot to speak of from three-point range. Pretty even from the line, exactly from the line, and exactly even from the field as well. So pretty even game there, except you will see that I guess the bench points is the major differential. Everything else pretty much down the middle. And we've got
turnovers, Maccabi Haifa turned over 7 times towards 4. But I mean, it's just, you know, let's call it the truth. I mean, it's been a pretty ugly game, except for certain. Haifa's not used to playing such long stretches without Davon Jefferson, and he's back in the game. And
he is starting this half with 3 fouls, and he's got to be very, very careful about picking up that 4th one.
He just has to play his game and not do foolish things, that's all.
The purple and yellow fans from Holon made it all the way up here to Haifa, and they are in the action, as you see, opposing them. The Green Apes here trying to rally their team to get going.
Yep.
Haifa doesn't have anybody in double figures for them, with Ben Strong leading the way with 7. Dwayne Mitchell, a big 12 points for Holon. They're starting the second half how they started the first, except they've got Lior Lifshitz in there instead of Avi Eliyahu. More veteran leadership in the point guard position.
Yeah, he's a kid that grew up right outside of Beersheba, a place called Omer. He went to my camp, Rock Reshet camp in Kfar Saba. His father and mother were my students in the physical education school, and the coaches loved him and brought him up to the center of Israel. Erez Ziveres loved him. Oh, nice block by Strong.
Coming on the weak side to help against Alev, against Mitchell. And Strong showing us a little something, and rejected on the other side by Thomas. But Jason Rich goes down, and that's not a good sign for Haifa. And he looks like he is hobbling. Rejected high by Yoni Nir, but let's take a look and see where Jason Rich came down.
And here we see the rejection. I couldn't see where he landed. He landed on his ankle. It looks like he's hurt.
It looks like he fell down on his
they
ankle.
Have to change the player, yeah. The referee, Sefi Shemesh, is out there saying he landed on something. He probably twisted his ankle.
And that is not a good thing. And we see Jason Rich there hobbling off there. Cannot put weight on that foot. And that is not a good sign.
That's ugly.
That is not a good sign. He's being helped off by Jefferson and by the team trainer. And besides our concern for him personally, that is a tough break for Haifa. And you can see he is wincing in pain. He is in a lot of pain, just coming right by us here. Avi Ashkenazi obviously worried about his team's second leading scorer.
Yeah, you know, it's a morale breaker too, you know.
As if he didn't have enough trouble on his plate.
Yeah.
Richard Roby in there. High pick by Strong. Hajjaj going all the way, stripped by Lifshitz, but they call him for the foul.
Strip by Lifshitz. He almost ripped his arm out of the socket. Against that strip, here we see it go. Hajjaj going to the bucket. Lifshitz grabs a hold of him and pulls him down.
So Jason Rich having a rough night, only 2 points for him, and his night just got rougher as he goes up, gets rejected by Yoni Neer, but then comes down on someone's ankle, it seemed like, and he twisted his own and had to be carried off the court. We hope to get an update soon on his condition.
And it's a 3-point game.
And there is Jason Rich, being tended to by the Haifa medical staff. Titus Ivory down to John Thomas. Near Lifshitz, nice movement. Dwayne Mitchell, double clutches, and it got rejected again.
It was a nice defensive series for the Haifa team. They rotated, people doubled. Now they pull it out, and they got
Hajjaj down to
Nice
Strong,
pass.
finishes
Nice
it and the foul.
nice pass.
And we are seeing the emergence of Ben Strong. A week ago, his career high 7 tonight. He already has 9, and for the first time in his career could go for double figures right here. A couple of nice blocks on defense too. He's giving you the total package tonight. Cannot deliver on the free throw though. A chance for Haifa to tie it up there. Ivory, back rim. Hajjaj with the rebound. He's got numbers now.
Give it to Davon.
Jefferson takes off and throws it down with some power. And Jefferson takes the hit, but can't even feel it, throwing it down with two hands.
Ivory foul on Ivory, and Haifa takes the lead.
And that is foul number 3 on Titus Ivory. Davon rolls that one in.
Somebody made a foul shot. Wow.
Haifa struggling from the line, 7 for 12 so far at a 58% clip. Mitchell with the move to the hoop. Can't get the roll. And Haifa on a roll. Up by 2. And they're going to call the foul on Lior Lifshitz.
And here comes Yatskan in the game. Out goes Yoni Neer. Williams comes in.
Brandon Wallace, number 8, in for Titus Ivory.
And Ivory is out.
The high pick by Strong. They look out to Roby, and he takes a little flip shot
nice
there, and he gets it.
Teardrop, all right.
Leo Eliao style.
Tony Parker.
Oh yes, the
Here's
strip by Hajjaj.
And here
Wide
comes the
open.
dunk.
We careful. Oh, he pulls the trigger. But the layup is just as good as the dunk. Roby has it, and Haifa up by 6.
And it's all coming from the defense. The defense is doing it, making Hulon take bad shots or no shots at all. And a happy Haifa team scores a lot of points in a short period of time.
Richard Roby with the fast break point. We take a break. The Haifa cheerleaders encouraging the fans here to clap their hands, and they have lots to clap about. They are up by 6 with 7.5 to go in the third, and the spurt there coming from the defense. Dwar Hajjaj sticking his paws everywhere, leading to the fast break attacks.
Yeah, it's like 11-0 run. which makes it a very, very nice run. And you like where it's coming from. It's coming from the defense playing hard. Jason Rich went down. Roby came in. He's taking his place. They have to do it tonight. It'll be a disaster if there's a loss here.
And you see the matchup between Lichess and Hajjaj. So far, Hajjaj doing it on defense and dishing the ball. 7 assists for him.
And that's what I've been waiting for from Dror Hajjaj. I think he's an excellent player. He just has to get the rust off, a little bit of confidence, getting used to the team, knowing where the players cut, when they go, if they go.
And in the under 2.5 minutes of this second half, Haifa scored 11. They have not given up a single point, putting the clamps on defense. Yatskan moving to the hoop, gets stripped by Roby, will remain Holon ball.
And 10 seconds left on the 24-second clock. And Yatskan says to the ref, what about the rest of my arm? Can I get it back, please? Why was there no call?
John Thomas. They have to go to their main gun, Dwayne Mitchell. He's got 12.
24-second clock goes by. 10 seconds went by awfully quick.
And nearing in on 3 minutes here to a second half shutout being picked by Maccabi Haifa.
Oh my God.
But that's a bonehead play.
Oh my God.
Holon gets the ball back as the ball bounces off Dror Hajjaj's foot. Holon 0 for 4 this half so far.
Number 10 against Moshe Mizrahi. I don't know what's going on. There are 4 fouls. Don't know. There's 1 foul.
4 fouls against Holon so far,
Yeah,
which means that Haifa will be going the line the rest of the way.
Moshe's second foul.
Dwayne Mitchell throws it in. It goes off a Haifa leg. And they will continue to hold on to the ball as we have 7 minutes to go here in the third. John Thomas looks down low to Wallace. Brendan Wallace with a little flip up there. They cannot buy a bucket. Jefferson with the rebound. Leading it on his own. All Davon Jefferson. Mizrahi pass it up. Roby takes off and he's fouled by Wallace.
You know, and Davon didn't even, because of his 3 fouls, didn't even contest the shot that was taken. And he missed a triple.
Well, he didn't need to. These guys from Holon can't hit the side of the barn. Roby drills the free throw. And the fans having themselves a heck of a time tonight in Haifa here.
Oh, a lot of them because they went out and bought Haifa goods.
That is true. That's very true. Maccabi Haifa in soccer, undefeated so far this year, as you saw in your weekly review. So the team here doing well, and so far this half, the basketball team doing well too. A 13-0 run, and it continues. The foul on John Thomas as Ben Strong shakes him off.
And the frustration is starting to take a toll here because Thomas wraps his arms around Ben.
John Thomas, a guy who played for many years in the NBA, he knows what it's like to battle down there in the trenches. He has 5 points and 5 rebounds tonight. Would be interesting to talk to him about his experiences playing a year ago in the basketball league in Syria, and this year playing here in Israel, right around the corner, but a world away.
Adi Perek is coming in with
sporting the Richard Hamilton mask there.
No, he has a broken nose. Richard Hamilton is trying to prevent a broken nose.
He's had many of those.
And he was told that he would lose the bone in his nose if he keeps getting beat up like that. And here we go, Ben Strong.
Another brick. And Strong rolls it in for double figures. 10 points, 6 rebounds tonight for Ben Strong. Working hard there against Thomas down low. Hadjadj gets the rebound. He's got the numbers. Mizrahi with the finish.
Nice look by Dror Hadjadj. He looked left, threw right, and Moshe Mizrahi ran the lane and laid it in. That's 11-point lead.
And that is assist number 8 for Dror Hadjadj. So Haifa.
And that's Mizrahi's third foul.
Yoni Nir back in for Halona, and they are trying to get anything going here. Sending 16-0 the score in this half. Haifa scored 16 in the first, 13 in the second. So their highest scoring quarter so far, but more importantly, not giving up a single point.
Yep. See the Hulon bench. Not a happy crew.
John Thomas going to work down low, and there he goes. Breaks the shutout with a strong move against Ben Strong.
They've gone into their matchup zone.
No bucket. They're going to call the foul.
Still 2 shots.
Good look there by Hadjadj, who was going for assist number 9. He's really racking them up tonight. DJ drills the free throw. A 10-point lead for Haifa. Nothing but net.
Yep. Davon's coach at USC just got the assistant coaching job in the NBA with the Charlotte Hornets. You know, he's with Bauer, the general manager. Worked with him earlier.
And a nice move by Hadjadj, but he can't finish it.
What a shame.
They're going to call the foul on Amit Ben-David despite his pleas.
I think they were going to call a foul on you. The referee, Sefi Shemesh, said, my mistake. Started again. Sefi just doesn't understand that his whole game is a mistake.
Ben-David wanted the travel, and Ivory wanted the foul. Neither gets it, but it will remain a lone ball.
5 minute. They gave up 2 points in 5 minutes.
Not bad at all. Now they call the foul on Ben-David.
Yeah, but that's okay.
And Sefi Shemesh saying, I knew I'd get it right eventually. It all evens out at the end.
Not really.
And another foul on Ben-David, so he's racking them up in bunches right now. As Haifa going for that double point guard attack with Hadjadj and Ben-David. Haven't seen a lot of that.
And that's his 3rd foul.
Indeed. And that is the team's 4th. So from here on in, how long will we go on the line? Down to John Thomas. Going to work against the younger Ben Strong. Turns around, cannot get the roll. Yoni Nir crashing the boards with reckless abandon, but here comes Jefferson. Flips it, and no foul, and he's not happy about it.
Good thing his whole family wasn't in the area. They would have killed them all.
Look down low to Thomas. Gets the roll in. And Thomas has 9 points to go with his 6 boards. Ito Kujikaro about to make an appearance in the game as his team holds on to a 9-point lead. Hajjaj to Ben Strong, and he gets it. The nice bucket by Ben Strong on the hit, and assist number 10 for Dror Hajjaj. Ben Strong, a career high, 12 points tonight, having his best performance as a Haifa player.
Yeah, without a doubt. He's been getting the minutes consistently. Avi Ashkenazi and Hassan and Nicky Gorka have been giving him the confidence that you need. He's not looking at the bench if he misses a shot. You know, he's playing hard. You know, and it's a lot easier to play with Davon Jefferson on the court, so they're not paying that much attention to you.
Indeed.
And he's taking advantage of it.
Hajjaj with a great defensive effort. Dror Hajjaj having himself a heck of a ball game tonight. Down to Kujikaro. Oh, but Jefferson could not put it back. Kujikaro recovers though. Hajjaj with the look to the corner. Roby gets it. Three-pointer Roby.
And it's the biggest lead of the evening.
And 11 assists for Dror Hajjaj. My oh my.
Two shots. It's a foul outside.
So Haifa tonight with Davon Jefferson in foul trouble, Jason Rich injured, Jeremy Tyler suspended, getting their power from unsuspected sources. It's been Ben Strong and Dror Hajjaj who really have been the spark plugs tonight.
Yep. You know, and everybody else doing their work.
And the foul shooting woes continue.
You know, I never understood when a guy misses a foul shot, the guys on his team shake his hand. I try to break his arm. How do you miss a foul shot?
And that's how you made it. This guy is a 90% free throw shooter, so he's not going to miss many of them.
They're in a zone. Malone's in a zone, a 2-3 zone.
Hajjaj pulls up for three. No good. But Jefferson rips away the rebound. He didn't grab the rebound. He tore it away right there.
Ripped it away. 2.5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
A third quarter dominated by Maccabi Haifa.
But they have to finish the quarter well.
Dan Kujikaro bangs it in.
And that's Jefferson, big man and big man.
Kuji's got 8. And you see the scoring there, 20 for the bench. Wallace there puts it in to add a little bit of points for the Holon bench. But Ben David and Hajjaj, this has been working nicely together, the 2 point guards together. And Haifa up by 13 with less than 2 to go in this half, in this quarter.
Nice look in by Jefferson. Davon is really impressive today. First of all, controlling himself by not killing anybody when he made the fouls that weren't fouls.
Including the ref.
Well, yeah, you know, I mean, he said a couple of choice words to me about my family, but, you know, I accept that. I've done that before myself. I don't get upset by these things. And coming back in and not just, you know, just playing the boards, hitting the boards, making the assists, intimidating people on the defense, making the guys around him better.
And Kujikaro now in double figures.
And it's a 15-point lead.
Just like that. And they have, it's a 20-point lead in this quarter. 27-7 for Haifa.
And this is a smart thing that Avi Ashkenazi is doing by pulling Davon so he won't pick up his 4th foul and he'll be able to go the 4th quarter.
Ben Strong back in there, the leading scorer for Maccabi Haifa tonight. Kujikaro battling with Thomas. Thomas with the fadeaway. Tough shot. Rebound Kuji.
I want you to know that Kujikaro played excellent defense on that one. Made him turn the baseline and shoot with his left hand the fadeaway. I'm proud of him.
Roby loses the hand though. Kujikawa gets it back. Out to Hajjaj. Nice look down to Ben Strong. He had nowhere to go, but he gets fouled.
Nice look by Hajjaj. That is what you like to see, making something out of nothing.
And Hajjaj tonight having himself quite an evening in the assist column. 11 assists for Dror Hajjaj.
Also defensively, he's gotten hands-on passes. He's moved the other opposing point guard to areas that they don't want to go to. The little things that Dror has been excellent throughout his career.
And Dror Hajjaj has as many assists as the entire Holon team right now. Ben Strong 1 for 2 from the line. He's struggling there. He's only 3 for 7 from the line. Dwayne Mitchell gets fouled by Strong, and he is going to go to the line with exactly 1 minute left in the third. So Simi, finally, we're seeing something out of Maccabi Haifa we haven't seen all season long.
Well,
the shutdown defense and the offense.
A great third quarter. You know, I mean it seriously, a great third quarter. You know, we don't remember that we were in the dumps at the end of the half. Scoring like what, 29 points, 30 points.
And they've scored 29 and a half and 28 in this
There
period.
you go. Plus missing a million foul shots.
And the crowd interference affects that shot. A 90% free throw shooter missing badly. And again. Five for 12 from the line for Holon. They are struggling from there. Benda, nice look to Kujikaru.
Oh,
finishes it.
Oh, wow.
With the roll.
Wow.
The lucky roll.
Showtime! Showtime!
And it is all Haifa. 18-point lead here. 30 points. They have outscored their entire first half output. And Haifa with probably, well, I think we can say definitely, their best quarter of the year so far.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. I mean, you know, well, you know, if they were smart, they'd bring the ball out for one last shot. There are 8 seconds left to the quarter. 5.
Benda, ball is rejected. Holon has it. Mitchell heaves it from 3/4 of the court.
And he misses.
No good, but that brings to an end a spectacular quarter for Maccabi Haifa. 30-9. They outscored their entire first quarter output and held the other team to 9 points through and through an excellent quarter.
And it's nice to have a 16-point lead going into the fourth. But you got to start the fourth quarter off hard to put it in perspective that you don't let them back into the game.
So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back just after this. So Haifa with a 16-point lead, 59-43 going into the should be a comfortable lead, but never know, Cindy.
Yeah, you know, we've been at a lot of movies before, scenes before. So, you know, I mean, you want to go out hard. You want to dictate the tempo. You want to show what there is. You know, you want to put them back on their heels. And that's what they did at the beginning of the second half. Is, you know, they came out really hard.
And a big improvement tonight, Richard Roby, who last week didn't score a point. He's got 12 tonight in a very balanced Haifa attack. We've got Strong with 13, Kujikaru 12, Roby 12, Davon Jefferson 9. For a team that really exploded there in the third. And another interesting point here is that they are out-rebounding Holon. Holon has got the top 2 rebounders in the league. John Thomas, 11.3. Brandon Wallace at 10. So Haifa doing the job on the boards as we see some of those highlights.
You know, those are key things that, you know, holding a team to one shot, hitting the boards, getting off the boards, playing hard, doing the little things that you have to do to win the game.
And Dror Hajjaj, 12 assists. That has got to be a top total this season, I bet.
And you know, and Avi Ashkenazi, the coach, going again with the 2 point guards of Ben David and Dror Hajjaj. Thomas can't keep up. Thomas doesn't realize that Kushikawa can shoot from there. That's crazy, you know?
Ito Kujikawa averaging 11.3 points a game and 8.7 rebounds a game this season. Big improvements over his numbers a year ago.
And that's a turnover. That should have been a 5-second call. Lior trying to get the team in sync.
Nice move by Mitchell. There's nowhere to go. And they call the foul on Ben Strong.
Actually, that should have been an offensive foul. And there were players standing there.
That's number 4 on Ben Strong. So all of a sudden, Strong's in foul trouble, and Davon Jefferson is there. Fans giving a hand to Ben Strong. And Dwayne Mitchell, the game-high scorer with 16 points, but he's slowed down as of late. And again, he misses a free throw. He's having a hard time tonight.
Yeah, but you have to get the defensive rebound on a free throw. This is crazy. Kicking the ball by Ito Kushikaro when Mitchell tried to split the pick and roll.
Ito showing some skills. He could play for the soccer team here in Haifa on that one.
Not even going to touch that one.
Yoni Neer. Kushikaro battling down low with John Thomas. And the ball stays Haifa. Nice deflection there by Davon back to Benda. Hajjaj, foul on Lifshitz.
And the hustle there, the extra effort goes into it.
Jefferson. They call a travel. I don't know about that. Neither does Avi Ashkenazi.
Well, I guess the ref has to learn the rules. Davon jump stop, which can't be a walk.
But Davon showing some maturity tonight, keeping his cool on things that used to pop his top.
His mom is in the stands.
I think that's what you call it.
Yeah,
he doesn't want to freak out in front of his
grandmother Ruby's watching the game, so he has to be on his best behavior.
Because it's one thing when your coach yells at you; it's another if your mom does.
Yells at you. So, yeah.
There's one thing you learn: you don't want to mess with your mom.
And then when you go back for Christmas, you got your grandmother yelling at you.
So definitely a good presence here in the stands, making Davon behave himself here.
Good people, good people. Offensive foul.
On John Thomas in that gridiron lockdown low with Ito Kujikaro. The two of them going at some mixed martial arts down there. Ito Kujikaro, of course, if you take a look at him over here, mentioned in the New York Times story this past week about Jeremy Tyler being a mentor to him here in Israel. And they were complimenting him on his physical play down low. Ito doesn't take slack from no one. Brandon Wallace in for John Thomas. That's a 15-point lead still for Haifa after that breakthrough third period. They foul down low.
Amir Uzi, the coach of the Holon team, looks like he's, he doesn't know what to do. You know, the refs, the team isn't scoring. Foul shots, layups, the defense breaks down.
Nice look down low, Kujikaro, but they call the travel on him. Another nice look by
Should have gone right up with it. They got the ball under the basket, you know. And a layup, for God's sakes, man.
You can't say Sammy's heart's not in it.
Do what you know how to do. Don't try to do anything you don't know how to do.
Know your limitations is what coaches always tell players. And Lifshitz pulls up there. Cannot get it. A rebound by Jefferson.
And you have to realize this is all done without Jason Rich, who hurt himself.
Speaking of Jason Rich, from your words to
right,
God's
ears, man. He's
so
healthy.
Jason Rich looks like he's going to be okay if he's coming back in with a 15-point lead. Jefferson gets it back, throws up the floater, cannot connect. Titus Ivory. Down low to Brandon Wallace. Left hand, cannot get the roll, gets his own rebound, cannot get the roll again. And Simi with cries of exasperation.
Frustration.
There is the steal by Lifshitz.
Here
nice
comes
look
the
to Mitchell. He's going to throw it down hard after the double pump.
Yeah, he has to realize it's only 2 points.
But letting off some frustrations over there is high-flying Dwayne Mitchell.
Haifa has to use their sets to get their regular offense.
Hajjaj. Out to Mizrahi.
Nice pass.
Throws it into Kuji.
3 seconds.
And Kujikaro having a rough few minutes here.
And there's timeout by Maccabi Haifa. Good call by Avi Ashkenazi. He see things aren't being done correctly at the beginning of the fourth quarter. It's still a 13-point lead. Timeout.
And we will be right back. So after 3 minutes and 18 seconds, we have the grand total of 3 points for Holon and none for Haifa. Are they taking turns in their offensive ineptitude here?
It sounds like a soccer score.
I know. A field goal for Holon in the fourth here.
All right, a lot of football today.
Indeed, Sunday nights. It's the one downside of this job, Sammy. We get to miss the first game of football, but we will be home in time tonight to watch the Patriots and the Colts, Brady and Manning. A big showdown tonight in football.
Yes. What about something like 3 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, indeed.
I'll live through it.
I know, that's where you live your great hours, Sammy, up all night watching sports. And the Night Owl. And it will be a nice night here in Haifa if they can hold on to this 13-point lead. After last week's experience, they wanted to come back strong in front of their crowd here, which is about half full here at Romema Arena. We got about 1,500 fans locked in here after the game began, and so far, I don't know if enjoying a good game, but enjoying definitely a good third quarter and seeing their team playing up to their potential. See the numbers on Dwayne Mitchell, averaging 22. He's got 16 so far.
Zone there. I don't understand the zone, but
Mitchell drills it.
But he understood it.
He said, I understand this just right. I'm going to take this ball and toss it right in, and the lead is down to 10 after the trifecta there by Mitchell. Jason Rich for 3. Cannot connect. Jason having his weakest game of the year.
Oh, that's a That's a break for the Haifa team.
And a break for Holon. They get to keep the ball.
Yeah, but I mean that was a fast break going the other way. It should have been 2 points, and then into like something like an 8-0 move.
Holon obviously looking for Dwayne Mitchell right now. He's got 19 points to lead all scorers. And Haifa doing the damage tonight with a Davon Jefferson in foul trouble and a Jason Rich who hasn't played much. In the minutes he has played, hasn't scored much. So we're seeing a lot of different looks tonight from this Haifa team, which will be a good thing down the road. Titus Ivory out to Brandon Wallace. Into Dwayne Mitchell, foul and the bucket.
And now all of a sudden, it could be a 7-point game.
And they cannot put teams away. That's what we talked about Haifa this year. They cannot put a team away. And you're talking about a team here in Holon.
They called it on Jefferson. That's his 4th foul.
And that's really painful.
Yes.
And Holon out there really, if you look at this team, they really only have one offensive weapon. It's Dwayne Mitchell. Nobody else is doing anything on that team. John Thomas, Yoni Neer have 9 points, but Dwayne Mitchell, with that bucket, has 22, tying his, equaling and matching his season average. Hajjaj with his 12 assists in for Ben David, and the lead is only 7. Full court press, and they throw it away, and it almost goes right off my noggin over here. So Jason Rich, an ill-advised pass, and just like that, we have ourselves a ball game again.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Avi Ashkenazi seeing that Jason Rich is just not having his game tonight. He's hurt, he's struggling.
He was cold, he was hurt, he was cold. He didn't play for a long time.
And Richard Roby in there. Ivory for 3. That would have been a huge momentum turn, but they still get the rebound. Lifshitz for 3, and that is a huge momentum turner. And just like that, we have ourselves a 4-point game. Who would have believed it? It was an 18-point differential just moments ago, but guess what? Haifa has not scored this entire quarter. 12-0 run.
It should be a shooting foul now. Yeah, that's the 5th team foul.
And Haifa still trying to get those first points here in the 4th quarter. And Hajjaj cannot break the jinx. Thank goodness.
Yeah, we got the 60.
A low-scoring affair here in Haifa, but a closely contested match as this one goes down to the wire. Dwayne Mitchell all alone. Titus Ivory fakes, bakes, misses the wide-open shot. But Wallace with the rebound. And he is making a name for himself tonight, Wallace, with 8 rebounds so far. Dwayne Mitchell, ugly shot.
What a brick. And you see that Holon basically has no offense except for this kid. They're not running anything. They're not doing anything.
Mizrahi with the penetration, gets stolen, stripped by Ivory. They've got numbers now. Can't go for Wallace. Ivory pulls up. Cannot buy a bucket. Titus Ivory, man, he is ice cold.
Figure out who he's playing for. That's not exactly the shot you want when you're
down. And
he
had a streaking Brandon Wallace, too. Hajjaj, the foul on Yoni Neer.
2 shots. And that's Yoni Neer's 4th foul.
So Hajjaj will go to the line again where he is 5 for 6. Make that 5 for 7. And the Holon crowd letting them hear it, yelling garbage.
Garbage.
It's not garbage time yet here in Haifa. We have ourselves a ball game.
Yep.
A 6-point affair, a defensive battle.
And 4 1/4 minutes to go.
And they're going to call the walk on Mitchell.
And that's good defense. He pushed him to the big man. The big man hedged a little bit, and he had a walk. He had no place to put the ball on the floor.
And Haifa figuring out maybe here that Dwayne Mitchell is the only offensive weapon for this team, and he's taking it all on his shoulders right now. So Haifa, no field goals in over 7 minutes. Jefferson changes that.
That's his 5th foul.
Oh my goodness, they call the offensive foul, and that is it for Davon Jefferson. Unbelievable. It looked like they had ended that 7-minute drought offensively. Instead, Davon Jefferson goes to the bench
happily.
And for the first time this season does not reach double figures in points. He ends with 9 points on the night. Ben Strong back instead of him.
It's a 6-point game, 3:54 left.
Crunch time right now in Haifa, and you know what, with Jefferson out there, they don't have that many big men. It's just Strong and Kujikaro, that's it. Dwayne Mitchell, all alone, nice look for Yoni Neer with the jam. The penetration, we have ourselves a 4-point game, 3.5 to go, and no Davon Jefferson for Haifa. Look at that weave by Hajjaj, coast to coast, cannot finish.
He missed it.
And here's Dwayne Mitchell all alone. Throws it down hard with the jam, and it is a 2-point game.
Hajjaj
oh my.
Hajjaj missed the layup on one end, gets done, they get dunked on the other end instead of 6, it's 2.
So Hajjaj there weaving and cutting through the defense in impressive fashion, but could not finish the wide open layup. Mitchell comes back and throws back the hammer. Hajjaj pulls up his dribble, down to Ben Strong, working on Wallace, rejected by Wallace. And Halon Ball, they have a chance to tie it up here. An 18-point lead for Haifa evaporates here in the 4th. They're going to Dwayne Mitchell. He's been their main man all night long, 24 points for him. Working on Mizrahi, to the hole, tough shot, rims out.
They got to run the floor.
Hajjaj all the way. Ill-advised shot, Kujikaro fighting for it. And they calling it off of his foot, and Kuji can't believe it.
Unbelievable.
How about that for a turnaround? Haifa has scored 2 points, Simi. 2 points this entire quarter.
In 7.5 minutes.
Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde time for Haifa. They score 30 in the 3rd. They score 2 in the 4th. Go figure. And if they can let this one get away, that would be a demoralizing, is not even a word for us, Semi, against perhaps the worst team in the league with a huge lead. And now they find themselves only up by 2 here, missing their main guy. Haja trying to take the game on his shoulders, gets the ball back though. Mizrahi hits the back iron. And here come Holon. Haifa, 2 points, 0 for 8 and 8 turnovers in the 4th. Not an impressive line. Mitchell, half-court violation.
That's a wrong call.
And that's what he's saying.
Yeah, because Ido Kujikari hit the ball over half court. But, you know, it isn't the first wrong call that these reps have made. Probably
you see it right there. Oh, no, it touched it. They made the right call there. You see it on the replay. They touched Mitchell's hand afterwards.
Yeah, but it wasn't possession.
The question here, Simi, is not who wants to win it, but who wants to lose it less. These guys are doing everything possible to lose this game. And we have less than 2 minutes to go here. Kujikaro takes a seat, Ben Strong back in there, and that's a sign of faith from the coaching staff, having a big game tonight and getting to play here in a tight situation late in the game.
They're down to a 1-4 offense. Hajjaj goes to the bucket, leaves it for Rich.
Jason Rich ice cold. He
7 seconds on the 24.
He got hurt early on. Takes a nice look there to the bench. Strong, who
There
gets it
it
down
is.
and the foul.
Nice pass
Nice
by
look, Jason Rich.
And the difference of Ben Strong today and 2 weeks ago is that he tried to dunk the ball instead of laying it up nice and easy. And he made the shot. Here we see he goes up, it gets hit, tries tough, nice.
And being in the right place, and Ben Strong continues to his extremely impressive performance tonight.
And he made a foul shot.
How do you like that?
Timeout.
It's the Ben Strong show here tonight as Haifa up by 5. Ben Strong, a career night. 16 points, 7 rebounds. And we take a break. The house getting into it here in Haifa. The dancers getting jiggy with it. And the fans getting into this one. We have ourselves a nail biter. Buck and a half to go, and Haifa up by 5.
And the major thing is that the Haifa team has to have a stop here. Has to take time off the clock defensively. Has to have a stop, rebound, run your offense through. Don't look at the clock, but run your offense through. First good shot taken. Don't force anything. Don't hold the ball, that's the way you turn it over.
And there's your MVP perhaps of the evening tonight. Ben Strong, 16 points, 7 rebounds, 6 for 10 from the field, but it ain't over yet. A minute and a half to go, and if you're Haifa, you got to be assuming the ball is coming now to Dwayne Mitchell. He's carried that team tonight.
Yeah, you know, and another kid that really makes big shots for them is Lior Lifshitz, who knocked down a big three to make it closer. He's not afraid to take the big shot. So those are the two guys I would be looking at. And then you have to get tough off the boards with Wallace and Yoni Neer going in.
And here comes Lifshitz. And the move by Dwayne Mitchell, tough shot. And Dor Hajjaj gets the rebound.
That's a great play. Great play.
Big stop for them.
First of all, there was a lot of intimidation out there by the Haifa team on the shot, and then a big man was going to grab the ball, and he just took it from him, and that's a great play.
Jason Rich with the move down low, pulls up for the jumper, cannot get it.
And the
Ben
ball.
Strong keeps it alive, but he falls asleep, and Lifshitz coming back all the way. Rejected by Jason Rich.
Whoa!
What a recovery.
What a play!
And a monster rejection by Jason Rich.
And we're in the last 50 seconds of the game, and they're trying to make a foul.
Jason Rich there made a mistake on offense. Alley-oop there to Richard Roby. And
Jason Rich would take 2 great assists, one down low to Ben Strong and the other one to Roby.
And a spectacular rejection there by Rich, who concerned about his ankle from injuring it early, but you know, put his head down for a second, got stolen from him, got kind of embarrassed, but then recovered. And let's look at this replay.
And here he goes.
Boom, Tayshaun Prince style.
Yeah, right, Reggie Miller style.
He kept his eye off at Lifshitz with the heads-up play, but Rich recovering and pins it to the rim.
I hope Leonard Hamilton is watching this. And his assistant coach. And it's still a 6-point game with 32 seconds left.
Holon will be fouling now, or they might wait around an attack. What do you do here, Cindy? A 5-point game.
What do you mean, what do you do?
Do you foul right away, or do you play it out to 24 and then foul later? Well, it looks like they play defense there. Yatskan gets it. Good D by Holon. The look there to Ivory. Foul in the bucket.
Oh, my
My
God.
goodness, the tough defense by Holon. They get the bucket and the foul.
Oh, my God.
And like I said, Simi, nobody wants to win this game.
That's crazy, man. First of all, you don't throw the ball to the kid in the corner, and then a double up without an angle to get a pass back to, and then a foul. Let the kid score if you have to. Take the ball out, you're up, you're still up. You would be up by 3 points.
So just like that, it now is a 3-point game. If they make this foul shot, it's 2. Let's listen to Ashkenazi, what he has in mind for his team right now.
You take the ball on the half court. On the half court. בלדה, אתה בפנים, חג'י. ריצ'ארד. And Jason, 1, 2, 3, 4, and Ido 5. יש לנו עוד 2? אוקיי. אז יהיה מהחצי. It will be from the half. It will be from... קודם כל, אידו, כנס פנימה. משה בחוץ, take the rebound with the miss. You are inside, Robbie and Haji. Am I taking it out? Wait, who's taking it out? After a basket, it's a timeout anyway. And then we go and take it out right now, are we? Now, it's a basket, it's a timeout. It's timeout to take the rebound. First of all, they're taking the shot. When they're scoring, it will be a timeout.
I don't know, Simi. It sounds like a lot of confusion over there. Just logistics, what they're figuring out
What he's trying to explain to them is you're going to take a timeout when he scores the foul shot. We'll talk about it, and we get the ball from half court. So that's what Avi was talking about. And Roby was a little bit confused. Who's taking it out? Who isn't taking it out? We got Yatskan in the game, who's a three-point shooter.
First, they have to make the free throw, and
yeah.
Again, the Highland.
Or if they don't, Haifa has to take the rebound. We've been there before.
3-point shooting tonight, atrocious. Haifa 2 for 11, 18%. Holon 4 for 17, 24%. Now, this is the game that will never end. In
Rick,
and out.
Rick,
foul. Wrong with the rebound.
Immediate. Wow.
That's a big foul.
That's a big break.
Yeah, they miss over there, so it is
a big break. If he makes one, it's a two. It's two scores they have to. Yes, make at least one of the 2 foul shots by Ben.
Well, now they have a foul, and Ben Strong is going to go to the line, and he's struggled there tonight.
Rock Reshet Ben. Rock Reshet Ben. Don't jinx him. Rock Reshet. Oh, nothing but net, Ben. Here we go. There you go. I told you. It just curled into, tickled the twine.
Ben Strong adding to his career night. A rebound away from a double-double. Gets him both. 18 points.
I told you. And it's a timeout up all Holon.
5-point game for Haifa now, so...
yeah, but we've seen uglier things in our lives.
We thought this was over many times already, Simi. So let's take a quick break. We'll be right back for the conclusion of this game.
Ask him or ask Speaker.
23 seconds to go in this one. 5-point lead for Haifa. So Haifa scoring 68 points tonight. They scored 66 a week ago, so the offense about the same. The big difference, though, is a week ago they gave up 101 points to Galil Gilboa tonight, keeping Holon stuck on 63. Rich is out there with Hajjaj, with Roby, with Mizrahi, and with Kujikaro. Holon coming out with Wallace, Mitchell, Yatskan, Lifshitz, Ivory. Here we go. Dwayne Mitchell to the hole, looking to score. Foul on Kuji.
Why would you foul? It stops the clock.
I don't know what to tell you, Sammy. He did.
What?
He did.
I know, but I'm just saying. The guy's going in, put your hands up, make him throw it off the backboard. You know, a couple of seconds will go through. It would be maybe 16 seconds.
So Holon has to make both of these, foul and then pray.
And why isn't there a double up on Mitchell when he gets the ball?
They know the ball is coming to him. He is the only offensive weapon really for this Holon team. Makes them both.
Timeout. Timeout.
And Haifa takes the timeout. They're probably going to want to stack their best free throw shooters in there now.
I would think so.
Yep.
So that would mean who?
That would mean Mizrahi.
Yeah.
That would mean maybe Todd Golden, bring him in.
No, hasn't played the whole game.
Okay.
Richard
Hajjaj.
and Jason.
Yeah.
Richard and Jason.
Let's listen to what Avi thinks.
Jason, you take the ball. Robbie. Richard, take the ball here. שהעידו ידפוק את החסימה הראשונה
הבעיה שמסות רב מעידו, השאלה אם אתה רוצה לשים אותו בוויק סייד ושיהיה חסימה לשתי חסימות שלי. לא, לגמרי.
עידו את החסימה ויפנים. פנטה, אתה תבוא, תפתח גם בסירה מהר.
עידו, אתה רוצה לפתח פעמיים. פעם אחת לדרור, איתי את ריץ'. חסימה אחת לדרור ואחת לבנדה ולך לוויק סייד, בסדר? Jason is going to get it to come to the ball. Both sides.
So they're drawing it up there, Avi Ashkenazi.
Control yourself, okay? They're going to make fouls. Drop and foul. אתה בא לעזור פה, אתה חג'י, זה לפה. Right the flow. We're going to make fouls.
Jason Rich only 2 points tonight, but he's had 4 big assists.
Yeah.
And Dror Hajjaj has put up quite a nice offensive line. 6 points, 6 rebounds, 12 assists.
You know, these are the things you have to be working on all year long. So the kids will know what you're talking about instead of trying to write something up.
Oh, and Rich breaks free, and he gets fouled.
And he took 3 seconds off the clock.
The foul on Lifshitz.
Number 5, so that's his
Number 4
foul.
on him. Number 4 on him.
Number 4?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong side. I'm sorry.
So Jason Rich will go to the line. He's 1 for 9 from the field tonight. A rough night for Jason Rich. Shooting 62% on the season.
Leonard Hamilton and
rainbow.
Stan Jones are clapping in the office now at Florida State in Tallahassee, Florida.
That is quite an arc he has on his shot.
Nothing but net.
5-point lead, 16.4 to go. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that Dwayne Mitchell's going to get the ball for Holon.
No, he's not yet.
Lifshitz fires up a 3.
Oh my God.
No good. Mitchell gets the rebound. No foul called, and that'll do
8
it.
seconds. Foul called now.
And a foul called. Roby the line, and unless we see the improbable, the implausible, Haifa will win and go to 2-2 on the season.
Yep. I mean, it was a hard-fought battle. Holon never gave up, and neither did the Haifa team, and, you know, it just went topsy-turvy, upside down.
Brandon Mitchell fouls out.
A game of runs of 10-0, 16-0 each side.
It's been a wacky game, really low scoring in the first, and Haifa exploding in the third, putting the clamps on Holon, and then Holon coming out, scoring 12 in a row to start the fourth until Haifa finally gets things going and manages to close the game out at the end. Richard Roby misses that one. Kujikara with the rebound, fighting for it. Kuji never gives up, and he's fouled by Lifshitz, and that'll be number 5, and he's gone. Kujikara will go to the line, pad his stats a bit.
Kujikara got hit so many times. Aaron Kujikara got hit so many times he didn't know who to get mad at.
And Kujikar with another double-double. 12 points, 10 assists for Ito Kujikaro. Just like clockwork, he just does it week in and week out. Yatskan throws it up, and that'll do it. That is the ball game, 72-65. Haifa wins, goes to 2-2. Holon loses, drops to 0-4 as you see the score there. It wasn't pretty at times, Simi, but Haifa manages to hold on, make that comeback from their loss a week ago.
You're being nice. It wasn't pretty at times.
It wasn't
pretty.
pretty.
Awfully ugly at a couple of times. But you know, when you're in a game where it's a dogfight, you know, it's very important that you win the game. That's what it comes down to. Instead of looking pretty and looking nice and everything, digging down into the trenches and winning the game.
And when it's a dogfight, it's the biggest dog wins.
You have to understand that this is basically a win for the Haifa team without their star player, Davon Jefferson. He didn't play very many minutes. I mean, you know, and they you know, I mean, they did it. They went out and they got people picked up, got more points and picked. You know, Rich got a couple of assists, and you know, I mean, what can I tell you? Ben Strong.
Came through big tonight. Those are our big players tonight, getting big performances.
And Dror Hajjaj had a real good game too.
Well, let's look at our top scorers and run down the stats for you a little bit. You see Ben Strong there with 18. Richard Roby, 15 after not scoring a week ago. Kujikara, 13. Jefferson in limited minutes. 9. Mizrahi, 7. Of course, for Holon, it was all Dwayne Mitchell. He had 26. Yoni Nir had a few nice
11,
minutes, but that was about it. And they were overmatched by a Haifa team, which really we got good performances by a bunch of players there. You got Kujikar, who had 13 and 10, Strong 18 and 9, Jefferson 9 and 8, and of course we didn't even mention Dror Hajjaj, 12 assists there.
Yeah, and you also have to understand they held the team, the Holon team, to 65 points, where it makes it a very winnable game all of a sudden, instead of having to score a lot of points, which the Haifa team isn't used to doing.
So you see, sorry, Simi, there. I just want to show you the stats over here at the end of the game that they did it without really three-pointers tonight, really doing it by having better numbers from the free throw line and field goals. And despite those 19 turnovers, the assists, the rebounds, Haifa dominating in those departments.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, it's, you know, it's a really, you know, the assists really make a big difference. And also, you have to understand the Haifa had a lot of turnovers, 19 turnovers to 10, which is a big difference. That's a possibility of an extra 18 points.
So we are awaiting our interview, our traditional post-game interview with the player of the game. And that player this week will be Ben Strong, who really had a career night. In the meantime, we'll remind you, of course, that we will be back with you again next week, next Monday
night.
in a game against Bnei Sharon. They're a pretty good team, Simi.
Yeah, they're looking for their identity also. It's not a simple thing. They're up playing tonight. I think they're in Jerusalem,
they are,
if I'm not mistaken. And, I mean, it'll be a contest because it's also an away game.
Mm-hmm. So as we await Ben Strong here, we will... and we take a look there at some of those defeated faces on Holon. Let's talk about them. Dwayne Mitchell, definitely a top scorer in this league, but they're 0-4, and they look like a weak team this year.
Yeah, but you don't really see a lot. You don't see offenses. You don't see people doing the certain places, guys. It's a lot of, you know, doubles, what we call, between two players and either going all the way or shooting the jump shot. I mean, you know, you have to score points to the flow of the game. And that's the major thing, and that's one of the problems you have here because there's too much doubles going on.
We take a look here at some of those highlights. We see Rich down there to Ben Strong. That was a crucial
very crucial play. He made the bucket, and he also made the foul shot.
Of course, Dror Hajjaj had a big night. Here's one of his 12 assists. Looking there to Ben Strong, and again the finish. Takes the bump and finishes. That's what we're used to seeing from Jefferson, not from Strong. So
and that's the difference. You know, he has a lot of confidence because he knows he's going to play the minutes, and you know, I mean, that's what happens. And the players around him, Davon and Rich and Roby and all of them, they're demanding for him to become an integral part of the team because they need him.
And if you're noticing here, we have Ben Strong joining us now in our courtside studio, talking to him about the game. Ben, thank you for joining us. A career night for you. You got 18 points. You got 9 rebounds. Tell us about what was different tonight.
Well, I had a sprained ankle tonight.
That's the trick, huh? I guess that's what you got to do.
So I think it was the ankle kind of slowed me down a little bit in my mind, and was a little more relaxed out there. And the game just kind of came to me.
Yeah, well, obviously you felt, when you're injured, you do try to do the simple things, not to try to do. But you went to the rim. You really tried. Well, like I spoke to you, I yelled at you the other night, that you got to dunk the ball, and you did. You went for it. You got the hit. The ball went in. You made the foul shots after a while. You got your and you were a factor on defense. Think back a year. What has changed?
Man, a whole lot's changed. Last year was tough, I sat the bench a lot, but, we had a good team and everything, and I was learning a lot, but I've gained more confidence, I gained a little strength, and I think I'm getting it up here a little more now.
Well, that has a lot to do with everything. Are you working with the coaches, extra work, with the big guys, the other guys to help you on your game?
Yeah, we do a lot of post drills, and in the off-season I was doing a lot of post drills against, some high-quality guys, and I think that did the trick.
Now, we knew you were going to come back this year. One of the guys who had a 2-year contract. Of course, the team loses Brooke Sales in the offseason. Jeremy Tyler not panning out early on. Do you feel that there's a pressure sort of on you that this year the team depends on you more?
I guess a little bit, because when I came in, I heard Jeremy was going to be, big-time player, and he's a great player still. He just needs to understand the league, the game a little better, and he'll get there.
I think you're scaring him more than anybody else.
He didn't know there was that much pressure.
That there was pressure.
I don't mind having an opportunity to play.
Well, listen, last week, of course, you had that terrible loss. You had a good game last week, too, but this year really exploding. And what does it mean to recover and rebound after that loss a week ago?
Man, last week we just want to kind of forget about it.
What did you do during the week to make the team forget about it?
Well, Coach worked us a little bit harder. And I think we kind of came into the game a little sloppy. Mentally we weren't ready, and we came to this game and we were like, we got to get this win.
More focused.
Definitely got to get the win, more focused, and I think that did the trick.
Okay, that's great.
B'nai Sharon next week. You're establishing yourself now as a starter. It seemed like Simi was mentioning this year that a year ago, you're one of the guys who we followed for a long time here, and you made a mistake out there. You'd look over at the bench, be afraid of being replaced. It feels like now you really feel like you've solidified your position here. And, how does that make you feel out there on the court as far as your confidence level?
It makes me feel great. I just want to keep playing well. Hopefully the coach keep giving me opportunities, and I'll keep producing.
When's the family coming over to see you play?
Man, I don't know. Maybe around the Cup Finals. Hopefully we'll be in the Cup Finals so they can watch it.
Well, good luck, and we hope to meet you there. And again, congratulations on a great night for you. 18 points, 9 rebounds for Ben Strong. We'll be seeing him again next week, along with you, Simi, when we are in Ra'anana against B'nai Sharon. Until then, wishing you all a very good week. We'll see you next week. Good night.
Am I good?